All right, what's up, sports fans? It's your boy Chris back again for Opinionated Sports. As always, I got a great debate topic for you guys today. Go check me out on the Sports Me app on your iPhone or your iPad. Coming soon to Android. I got this debate off of there. It started a few days ago, and it spiraled into this really great back and forth. So I'm going to touch on some of it today. I'm trying to get together a situation where I can get a couple of the guys from the Sports Me app on Skype or on Google Hangouts, and I can record a great group debate on this topic for you guys. So really quick plugs. Go check me out on opinionatedsports.com. There you can find links to all of my stuff. In the drop-down menu, there's links to my Apple Podcast, Spotify, YouTube channel, World of Sports Network, where you're going to find Chris and Chris Dorm Room Sports, where we record that every week. Mr. Opinionated and the Almanac go back and forth on college sports. So that's what we got right now. Go check out all of that stuff, guys. World of Sports Network, opinionatedsports.com. Find me at iTunes, Google Play Music, Spotify, all that. But here's the debate that we got off of the Sports Me app. Are athletes of today better athletes than in previous decades? The debate started as the pre-Michael Jordan era in the NBA are not as good of athletes as today's athletes. As your Russell Westbrooks, your Giannis Antetokounmpos, your Ben Simmons, your LeBron James. Pardon me, those type of athletes. So that's where the debate started. And it really spiraled into a really great debate. My take on this is no, the athletes aren't any better. Guys in the NBA now, Russell Westbrook is not a better athlete than Dominique Wilkins, who was one of the best athletes of his era. That Ben Simmons and Giannis Antetokounmpo, while they're great athletes, aren't necessarily better athletes than Hakeem Olajuwon or guys like that. My argument is that their skill set is different. Basketball players now are growing up with a different skill set. That's why 6'9", 6'10", 6'11 guys have the handle that they do to be able to move the ball around and work almost like a point forward position. But that doesn't make them better athletes. It just makes their skill set better. So here's what I did, and here's what I want you guys to do. Hit me up on my text line, 315-355-3699. Leave a comment on this video below. Let me know which era you think has better athletes or whether you think they're equivalent. So my contention was, and I took a starting five. I said, here's my starting five. And I'm going to leave Michael Jordan off because for some reason in this debate, Michael Jordan became the equator, the dividing line. Somehow, the day Michael Jordan got drafted, all of a sudden, everything after him was better athletes. So if that's the dividing line, I'm not going to use him. I'll use players who were in the league before him to make my athletic team. So here's what I'm going to use. At the point guard position, I'm going to use Magic Johnson. This guy was a 6'8", 6'9" point guard before, 30 years before Ben Simmons ever came in the league, before Antetokounmpo ever came in the league. He was doing this at an athletic level long before that. So at shooting guard, I obviously can't use Michael Jordan. Oh well. But I have other options. I will take Clyde Drexler or Dominique Wilkins. Either one of those doesn't matter. At small forward, I will take Larry Bird, Larry Legend, great athlete, underrated. At power forward, I will take Karl Malone. And at center, I'll take Hakeem Olajuwon. And that's just, in that small era right there. If you don't want me to use Hakeem Olajuwon because maybe he's in the borderline Jordan era, I'll take Kareem Abdul-Jabbar. Coming off the bench, I can have guys like Dr. Dre, George Gervin, Pistol Pete Maravich. There were athletes back then that could match up with the athletes of today. Because if you take the best star athletes, not just the best athletes, because guys like Zach LaVine and Aaron Gordon are phenomenal athletes. They're not stars, not superstars. If you take the best star athletes of today, guys like Russell Westbrook, Victor Oladipo, LeBron James, Ben Simmons, Giannis Antetokounmpo, Joel Embiid, Anthony Davis. I don't have them being any more athletic than the team that I listed. So here's the challenge, fans. Guys, text me, put it down in the comments, come up with a starting five in this day and age. I'll give you from 2000 and beyond. I'll give you 18 years to come up with a starting five that's more athletic than the guys that I named. And I didn't even use Michael Jordan, because I don't think that you can. Because here's what's changed in the NBA. Skill set. Athleticism hasn't gotten any better, but the skill set is different. Guys like Karl Malone didn't grow up practicing to dribble or pass or doing things of that nature. Passing is an elite offense. They could pass out of the post. Guys like Charles Barkley didn't grow up doing that. Charles Barkley was only 6'6" and played the power forward position as well as anybody in history. So guys that are coming up today are coming up with a different skill set. It doesn't mean they're more athletic. It doesn't even mean they're better at the game. It just means they have a different skill set. Magic Johnson actually paved the way for that, and he was in the late 70s, early 80s. Like, guys, we need to stop trying to glorify today's athletes because that's all that you see. The game was different back then. And when you watch the highlights on YouTube, I can see where the younger generation might feel like the game was weaker. It appeared a bit more awkward. There's been some refining of moves and offenses and things of that nature. But the athletes haven't changed. So in effort to show that the athletes haven't changed, I'm going to take it to other sports. Let's go to baseball. Let's talk about Dave Winfield, who, and I didn't look this up and I should have ahead of time. Dave Winfield came into baseball, I believe in like 77, 78, maybe later. Now I'm thinking it was the early 80s, maybe 81, 82. Whatever, it's irrelevant. Dave Winfield was an insane athlete. Dave Winfield was drafted in the first round by all three major sports. And I believe, I'll have to, I'll look this up. Let me know if I'm wrong on this. But I know he was drafted by the Padres. He was drafted by the Minnesota Vikings and the Atlanta Hawks. Drafted by all three major sports, chose to play baseball. But he was a crazy athlete. Let's look at the shortstop position, which is supposed to be one of the most athletic positions on the field. Find me a shortstop in today's game who is unequivocally more athletic than Ozzie Smith. You can't. They're similar. The evolutionary chain of human evolution is thousands of years in the making. You can't show me an evolutionary advance in 30 years. You just can't. What about base stealers? What about speed in the Major League Baseball? Is there guys in Major League Baseball right now who have base stealing capabilities like Ricky Henderson or Tim Raines or Vince Coleman? No! There's nobody in baseball right now that steals bases like those guys did. Because the skill set is different. Guys are playing the game a different way. So as far as athletes go, they're not evolving. They're not getting any better. Guys are hitting more home runs than there was in the past. The top number of home runs per year is still roughly the same once you subtract the few steroid era years, the Mark McGwire, Barry Bonds years, the A-Rod years. Right now, guys are hitting, quality top-notch home run hitters are hitting 50 a year, which is a lot, but it's not markedly better than it was in the 80s. There's got plenty of guys hitting mid-40s home runs in the 80s. So let's switch sports one more time and go to football. Let's talk about running backs. Are the running backs of today in the NFL right now better than running backs of the past. Better than Jim Brown, O.J. Simpson, Walter Payton, Eric Dickerson, Tony Dorsett. No, they're just not. So what happens, and this happens a lot in sports, and I fall victim to it myself in the LeBron James debate for greatest player of all time. I fall victim to the moment. And that's what's happening now when we're looking at today's athletes and saying they're the greatest athletes that ever lived. We're getting caught in the moment. So that's my take on this, guys. I'm curious to know where you guys stand. Shoot me comments below. Let me know what you feel there. Shoot me text on the text line, 315-355-3699. Let's talk about the athletes. I'm going to try to put together something for next week where I can get guys in and probably have to do it on Google Hangouts. I'm not sure the capabilities of Skype to get multiple callers in at the same time. But I'm going to look into that and see if that's something that I can put together for you guys. So that's what I got for you guys today. Just a quick short video. Go check me out on opinionatedsports.com. Go check me out at World of Sports Network, iTunes, Google Play. Hit me up everywhere. As always, guys, smash that subscribe button. Share this video out there. Get your friends talking about this. I want to know where everybody stands on this. Get your friends talking about it. Get your social media talking about it. Let's generate some buzz. Guys, this is Chris from Opinionated Sports. I'm out.